Hello, I'm Kristen Brown, and I'm so excited that you're here. I want to give you just a quick overview of who I am so that, before we talk on the phone live, you've got a little sense of my style, where I'm coming from, what my background is. So, of course, you can go read my bio and all the things on the website. But in a nutshell, I spent 15 years in corporate leadership roles. I worked in the vendor space, in the retail industry, doing market research. I say corporate espionage because it sounds cooler than market research. But I traveled all over the world, gathering trends, competitive data, analyzing data from stores, and creating trend review packets and giving presentations to some of the biggest brands on the planet. So I worked with brands like Walmart and Sony and Disney and Target and created forward-looking event trend forecasts for them so that then they would know what to buy for upcoming seasons. I loved it. It was amazing. It was awesome. And I was really moving up the career ladder really quickly. And then unexpectedly, 14 years ago, I was widowed when my young husband died of a heart attack. Now, I don't like to dig into that and make people all sad and in a bad mood, and I don't talk about it on stage at length, but it helps to give some credibility and background as to where I came from and what drove me to be a speaker now. Because for a couple of years after he died, I was still in corporate America for 5 or 6 more years. And I was, at the time, had a 10-month-old baby when he passed away. So I raised a baby on my own. I got a master's degree in integral theory, which is, I say it's the art and science of multiple perspectives and decision making. It's super nerdy. Basically, how do you look at decisions, whether it's at work or personally, and get out of your own corner of the world, get out of your own headspace and look at the impact on people around you, on organizations around you, on the world and communities around you. So I use that often, my master's in that integral theory. And I also have a lot of holistic training. So I got a holistic coaching certification that helps me attach not just the bottom line money-based results and data, which I love because I'm a nerd, but also looking at the mindset, looking at the physical health elements of any type of interaction or decision that you have to make, and using all of these different elements to create the programs that I do for my clients. Because I had 15 years in corporate America, of course I speak a lot for companies and businesses in traditional office environments, but I also speak a lot for associations, sales conferences, direct sales. I do a ton in direct sales. I do healthcare and government and a little bit of education. So really, because of the background that I have, I am able to customize my sessions for each audience because of the deep research that I did for my whole career that I still do now. It's as if I grew up in those industries that my clients work in. They always would be like, how do you know so much about us when you've never even worked in XYZ industry? It's like, well, I have, because I just did all the research and I dug in and got myself up to speed so that I can customize the message to exactly what your audience needs. So that's a little bit of background on me. I came to speaking kind of accidentally. I didn't have any intention. I didn't know regular people like me could be a speaker. I thought it was always celebrities. When I was in corporate America, every conference I went to, all of the speakers were celebrities, Martha Stewart and Shaquille O'Neal. And over time, people would ask me to come and speak on the weekends at women's events and things like that. And I was unpaid. I didn't know that that was a thing that people got paid for, that were regular humans like me. And over time discovered that, oh, indeed, people do get paid for that. And now here I am 10 years later. I left corporate America about 7, 8, 9 years ago. I can't even remember now. And I do this full time for all types of groups, for male-dominated groups, mixed groups, women's leadership groups, associations. Really, I grew up on a farm and my dad was in a union, so I know how to interact with really any kind of male-dominated group or groups with men in it. But also, growing up in corporate America, where I was often in male-dominated rooms in a factory, floors over in China. I know how to interact with those types of different diverse groups as well. And of course, as a woman, I know those challenges as well, being a leader in the corporate and workplace spaces. So I love to come in and really just energize a room. I'm high energy, I'm high interactivity, I've got people on stage, I'm out in the audience, and if I'm working with a group virtually, I find ways to do it there as well, whether I have my American Girl doll standing in for my audience participation people, or whether we're doing polls, or whether we're doing interaction in the chat. I always find ways to keep my sessions high energy, high interactivity, super fun, but also really actionable. You're taking action not just right there in the room, but I'm giving you something called power shots that you can take back with you to work, that in the next week you're going to be able to start seeing actual change immediately and have momentum going forward. So that's a little bit about me. On the side, when I'm not working and creating these awesome programs for my clients, I love boating, I love being on, in, or near water. I live in Minneapolis, so, in the winter, that's few and far between, but I like to take lots of trips in the winter time, and that's what I love to do. My daughter's a teenager now. We have a black lab, so a lot of my time is spent chauffeuring and doing stuff with her. And I love going to the woods every day, and I love travel and vacation and reading and movies and all that good stuff. So of course I have faults too. I'm kind of a know-it-all sometimes. I drink a lot of wine, champagne, but we all have those things that we're working on. So anyway, if you have any questions, please reach out. I can't wait to learn everything I can about you, about your audience, and create the perfect session for you.